Morning, Roy. Hi everyone, thanks for stopping back. Quite an interesting day today because we're actually going to start seeing how bad the rust is. I've had a week of deliveries arriving, lots of exciting things, not least a welder, which is good. I'm looking forward to playing with that. The first thing I'm going to do today though is change the fuel pump, because the fuel pump that's on it, although it's almost new by the look of it, it is damaged. When it was fitted badly by the look of it, and what they did was they bent the mating surface here, so it's leaking oil. So we're going to get that changed over and also get the fuel line connected up properly so that I can move the car, and then I'm going to get it up on some ramps and get the wing here, get this wing taken off. And the first thing I'm going to do is look at the rust hole that's down here, because it's a relatively easy fix, I hope. And I've not welded anything in 30 years. So I want something relatively easy to do to get my hand in and get used to the equipment. So we'll start with something simple and then move on from there. All right. Okay, situation report. Roy does not want to start today, but that's fair enough. We all have days when we want to lie in bed. I'm beginning to wonder if the fuel line's around the wrong way from the tank, because when I put the vacuum pump on each one, I was getting more fuel, a very good flow of fuel, from the return line rather than the feed line, and that just shouldn't happen. So I'm wondering whether when they put that other pump on, they accidentally got the fuel lines mixed up. I've swapped them round, and on the vacuum pump I am getting a good flow of fuel from at the carburettor end now. I'm getting a bit of a pump of fuel as well, but the chances are I've flooded it, and also of course I flattened the battery. So with my continued relentless optimism with this car, I'm thinking the best thing to do is simply ignore the problem and plough on with plan A. So the battery needs to go home and go on charge overnight, so there's nothing that can be done until that's charged up. The battery's got to come off anyway because I'm going to do some welding, so probably the best thing to do is to crack on with plan A. Take the bumper off, take the wing off, and let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Okay, so I've got it lifted up. I've got it on a decent pair of axle stands, and those are under some seriously big chassis legs, which fortunately don't look like they've got anything more than a bit of surface corrosion on them, so I'm relatively confident that the car is not going anywhere, and also I'm not planning on laying underneath it anytime soon. So just in case anybody thinks I've got it propped up on a jack, I really haven't. Also, shout out to Matt at Furious Driving, who recommends on his channel a Bulldog BDX for getting stubborn nuts and bolts loose. I've actually used it in my work life on his recommendation and found it absolutely amazing. Let's see how good it is at 45-year-old Royale bumper bolts. Well, yeah, Bulldog BDX. I mean, when a bumper's held on by 6 bolts and all 6 come out, and it's as rusty as this, that doesn't get much better than that. Well, all in all, not bad. Not bad at all. That's not corroded. That's supporting pillar there. That's good. It's a bit manky here and could do with that rebuilding. We've got some rust in here, which is going to need a plate, or need cutting out and doing. But actually, I was expecting worse. Okay, so by way of a teaser for what's coming, these repair panels came with the car, and so that is obviously designed to fix all of this area here and go up into that corner. And then I also, if you saw the post I made yesterday, I got some other panels from Germany. So this one is this top of the wing, and it also, by the looks of it, it also actually covers the hole that I'm dealing with now, which is interesting. I didn't think it was going to do that. It goes right into there by the look of it, so it actually covers all of those scabby areas. That's interesting. I don't know how we get that out. In fact, I don't think it's quite going to cover that hole. It's not quite enough. So we'll go ahead with plan A and cover that hole, because the only way to get this in is to sort of unpick the spot welds from the panels and get back to here. So that does all of that top section. And then also I got the reinforcing plates which go on the side here. That looks to be reasonably easy to fit, that one. So there's some serious panel work here to help this car along. But I think in the meantime we'll just continue with chasing out this hole and see what we've got, and just have a go of of welding it. Right, at this stage, a couple of things that I absolutely must make clear. I am not a professional. I am an electrician by trade. This is complete amateur hour. This is not an instructional video. If I do things wrong, it's because I'm doing them wrong. It doesn't mean you should do it wrong as well. Hopefully this works. What I've done is I've covered the hole in gaffer tape and sort of marked a line around the edge of where the patch is going to sit, and I'm kind of hoping that I can sort of pull this off. I would have done it with masking tape, but I haven't got any. I'm kind of hoping that what I can do is take that and put it on the metal. And get a reasonable approximation of what I need. We'll see whether that works in a sec. Right, you remember the bit I said about this not being a tutorial? Well, given that's my first welding in 30 years, that's awful. But Okay, let's be honest, it looks genuinely awful. My welding is not wonderful, but it is sound, it is in there, it's got very good penetration. It needs grinding back a bit more, but my grinder battery's gone flat, so I need to go and grab another. It's certainly better than the hole that was there before. I'm not sure whether I'm quite up to doing the big repair panels yet. I might just do a couple more holes and things. I started over here recreating these seams here because they'd completely corroded away. So I might just do a little bit of plating in there just to get my hand in with something a bit more delicate. Yeah, and then there's not a lot of point in grinding back here too much or doing anything here, because that's all going to come out with that repair panel, because that repair panel comes across here. So the bottom half of this is going to be relevant, but the other bit isn't. So I think I'll go and grab a battery, take a break, and then come back and give that another bit of a grind down, have a go at this, and give it all a coat of zinc primer to stop it rusting. Well, it's not the best, but it has put some strength back into the panel. So let's give that a hoover off and then give it a coat of zinc primer. Okay, so I think we're done welding for the day. So it gives us an opportunity now to have a look at how this fits. And it looks like this triangle piece here, which is effectively this piece here, that joins together somewhere like that on the outside. So as that looks in good nick, it's probably worth trying to separate those. And normally when you see Chris and Rob do something like this, Chris undrills all the spot welds, but it's had so much work over the years, I doubt I'm going to be able to do that. I think I'm probably better off just cutting it out, because it does look like there's been extra metal put in here, and it looks like there's a weld right along the top and here. Similarly, there's a plate here over the side, and again we need to try and unpick this so that that can mate together with this front panel. So we need to try and leave this panel, and this here is this. So I think it's going to be a case of cutting out most of it and then fine-tuning the cuts So it's going to be sort of a bit of exploratory surgery to try and take it apart layer by layer, I think. And it's worth taking time over that and doing it nicely, I think. It's safe to say that this has gone here, so probably a cut across here. And down there would be favourite, and then cutting it at the level of the bend, because at least then that will let me get it in there to get it properly measured. As well, it looks like the idea is that this goes through the bulkhead and folds down, which would make sense because that would give something to weld it to. So again, I think it's a little bit of exploratory surgery now, to see what's happening. And I think I'm just going to let off the McPherson strut turret just to take the pressure off of it and let it all settle back to where it should be. And then I think it's some really rather scary cutting. You know, when you start a job and there's really no going back. There are lots of layers there. There's at least another layer over the top. So this has already had one, possibly two repair plates on it. So they've just gone over and over it rather than cut the rot out. Yeah, this probably means that this triangle piece is like that as well. So it might just be advisable just to cut that out. Or at least cut part of it out. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go for another battery. I can actually see a very logical way that's put together now. And actually taking that out, I think, is going to help a lot. It just looks really drastic at the moment. But I think it's going to open everything up to an extent that I can just put it all back together and plug weld it. And I think it'll be better to cut the car to fit the patch rather than try and cut the panel to fit the car. I don't know what they've used as filler here, but it really takes these discs out. So the general idea is that by the time we've finished, we will have created a section very much like that, which will be let into the inner wing, which hopefully will take out all of this repair here. All of that will go. This nastiness will go. That will go. This will be reinforced. This here will be reinforced. What I've found is quite incredible. I mean, here I've had croissants with less layers than that, and that is where there has been plate after plate after plate, just put one on top of the other as the rust has come through, and they've done nothing about stopping the rust from coming through from behind, which was this whole box section here being full. I need to grind that off there so that we get back to the other panel. Sort of take it off at its spot welds. That will let me get in here and repair that. Then there's going to be some need to repair this, and it seems that Vauxhall didn't put a back on the box section, so they left that open, which of course then just collects mud. So I might see if I can seal that up and actually not just renovate but improve. Yeah, wow. And this is the good side. That side's the really bad side. We'll see. What I've got to do, I think I'm going to have to cut this piece here out temporarily and then weld it back in later, because I can't see any other way I can get that repair panel down there. So it's all going to have to be sort of fitted together like a jigsaw puzzle, so that some very accurate marks can be made as to where the cuts need to be made in the car. but I think that's a job for tomorrow with a set of fresh batteries and possibly a mains powered angle grinder. There's filler everywhere where they've tried to hide it. Incredible. If you're listening the 90s, could you please stop doing this kind of thing? Okay, well we'll take that box section right off at its spot welds and fix what needs fixing, and it will be much better by the time it's finished. It might not have neat welding, as we've already seen. My welding is shocking but strong. So that's that. Yeah, doesn't look too bad from this angle. Or that angle. Looks a lot better than it was. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you could hit like if you like it, if you could subscribe, it's totally free of charge to subscribe, and it helps the video be shown to other enthusiasts. It also gives me just a little bit of enjoyment. The way people started liking and subscribing as soon as the first video went up was a genuine boost to my confidence, and I really am thoroughly grateful for that. Also, your comments have been absolutely lovely, and it's nice to know that I'm not just doing a middle-aged, midlife crisis job, that actually other people appreciate that this old car is going to get saved. So yeah, like, subscribe, share it around, and I'll see you in the next video, where hopefully we start to fit those panels, and with a view to getting them welded. But I think it's going to take a while to get them to fit perfectly, and that's what's got to happen. It's got to be a perfect fit before the welder comes out again. So yeah, like, subscribe, share. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.